Of applications for special one-day license to dispense and sell alcoholic beverages. Applications for all alcoholic beverages. Penny Hammergas of the Worthen House Cafe, Inc. for Saturday, September 8th, 2007, from 12 noon to 12 midnight. The event is the Worthen Music and Art Festival to be held at the parking lot at 152 Worthen Street. Fernando Silva of the Holy Ghost Society for Thursday, September 20th, 2007, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. The event is a political fundraiser to be held at the Holy Ghost Park at 65 Village Street. Applications for malt beverages and wine only are either one. Ed Cyrus of the Merrimack Repertory Theater for Sunday, September 9th, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. The event is in conjunction with the theatrical performance and beverage concession 1 hour prior to the event. The event at location, Liberty Hall at 50 East Merrimack Street.
Is Ed Cyrus here? Okay, if you get up to the lectern, is Fernando Silva here? Get up to the podium, please. Thank you. Just stay up there, all of you. Next, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Ed Cyrus also for the Merrimack Repertory Theater for theatrical performances at Liberty Hall, 50 East Merrimack Street, 1/2 hour prior to and during the intermission for the following dates. October 4th, the 5th, 6th, and the 7th, 10th, the 11th, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18, through the end of October the 28th, and there are a total of 19 dates. Also, Corey Belanger of Major's Pub for Saturday, October 6, 2007, from 8 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. The event is the Oktoberfest 07, to be held at an enclosed tent in front of 34 Jackson Street.
Okay. And Corey and Penny, you both have applications for amplified sound. So we'll hit all of this at one whack, okay? 12 midnight. 10 is nice. I like 10. 10's nice. 12:30. 12:30 is close to the wire. I like 12 better. But that's your choice. I noticed that both of you have sound till midnight, okay? And so let's start out with one-day liquor licenses and who've been here before us, before. You've all been before us before, so everybody knows. So if I said to you, whose license is this? You're going to say, mine. It's my license. Very good. That's the correct answer, and that's the only thing that we worry about is that you understand it's your license. You are responsible regardless if somebody has 15 beers before they walk in, especially at the Merrimack Theater. You know, they'll pull up, knock down a couple of bottles of wine before they go in, and you're in trouble if you served them, you know? So you got to be on top of those things. You got to know your customer. You got to know who's serving people. You got to have control of it. Those of you that have sound, you've got to understand that we have people watching. There's a gentleman that would like to know if all of the people that are playing in the downtown area are licensed by the Sound Club or whatever it is, the Sound Union of America. So I don't know whether you are responsible to be asking people if they have this permit or not. Let me just look right here.
I think the inquiry he had was whether or not they had proper licensing from BMI and ASCAP.
BMI, okay. I don't know whether they do or they don't. It's not my concern. If you want to be concerned, I know I'm licensed at the funeral home to play music. God bless America. They get their piece of the action, but you know, yes.
The establishments are responsible for being licensed by BMI and ASCAP.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
Do you have the license?
Sure do.
Oh, good. Do you have a license, Corey? Tell the truth and shame the devil. You better get one, because I'll be out checking on it. I don't know, Corey, can you tell him how to get it?
I've never heard of
Yeah.
numbers. It's an annual
There's
license.
something there, you're supposed to pay royalties to have them play music, live music,
It's an
recorded music, jukebox, anything. Okay, even at your funeral, you're gonna have to have a license to play music. Okay, so buy it now and save it in the long run, okay?
You don't want to be sued for not having it at your own funeral.
I mean, you don't go anywhere if you don't have a music license, okay? So, you know, that being said, The point I'm trying to make is there are people watching. There are people listening. Hark, I think there's some noise 5 blocks away. I'll go down, oh, it's too loud, I knew they were playing. You gotta be aware that there are people that this is their goal in life. They're gonna sit and they gotta police everybody else. So you have to understand, you've gotta take that into consideration. 12 o'clock is late for some folks, old folks. Not you. Old folks, I said, okay? Like me. You know, I'm quiet. I like quiet, you know. But you're in the business. We want you to stay in business. We know that you provide a valuable service in the downtown area. We don't want people leaving the Merrimack Theater humming and singing songs, waking up people. You understand that, because you're responsible, okay? So that being said, Commissioner.
I'll make the motion that we grant the licenses for both the one-day alcohol and the outdoor amplified.
Okay, and you've got your permit from the police, and how are you going to set that up, Corey, on, you know, outside? Because you know, you have somebody over there, I don't know who it is, but you've got a guardian angel watching you, I know that.
Absolutely, Commissioner. We have already got the street closing permit and was signed off by Captain Weber's office at Fire Prevention.
Okay.
The tent goes directly in front of the pub.
It's going to be in the street.
Correct.
Who owns the parking lot?
That is owned by what is now called Lofts 27, which is the former Joan Fabrics building, which is the furthest one down on the canal.
Okay, so like that's parking for condos?
Yes, it's parking for
Okay.
condos.
I thought, you know, if it was a city owned.
And they will be informed, well, I've already been in
Oh, yeah, no,
contact,
no,
so they will
my
be
only
well
thought
informed.
there was, that's like a dance floor, you know, it's beautiful, brand new, you know?
That's what we're trying
But
to
it's
do.
condo parking, I don't think they'd appreciate you know? Okay.
Probably not.
That being said, do you have any questions? So you're not gonna be in here kicking and screaming, saying, I didn't have it too loud, I didn't serve them too much, I didn't know that, you know? Okay? You're outside, make sure your license is posted where a police officer can see it. Make sure you contain to use the alcohol. I'll make a motion to approve the one-day licenses. Oh, he did? He made it, okay, I'm gonna second his motion, that's better.
There we go.
It's second. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Good luck to you.
I'd like to make a notation, too, to the commission that I'm also on the agenda for the amplification for Ribbon and Bruce for the micro beer tasting.
Okay,
And there will, just was informed by Andy St. Ange, there will be no amplification in the tent at all.
There won't be?
No. We had a service, but that's been canceled, and they opt not to have any music or in the tent whatsoever, so.
you're gonna do the
make you
Ribbon and Blues Festival without any music?
Well, it's only the micro beer tasting tent, which is only 3 hours per night. So I think we can get by. That's what they want to do, and,
Okay,
okay?
Mr. Chairman, also, Corey had made it known that that particular permit for his microbrew championship activity will change on Friday evening from the hours originally was 6 to 9, it's now 7 to 10.
okay, I like 10. 10's
I'm
okay.
okay with that.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank you very much.
Commission will now take up the application for public amusement licenses. Two events, events at the Songus Arena, 300 Martin Luther King Jr. Way. Robert Fode is the representative. Application for professional hockey exhibition game, New Jersey Devils versus the New York Islanders. This will be scheduled for Wednesday, September 26, 2007, from 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Also, the New Jersey Devils, as the parent club for the Lowell Devils, is renewing the annual season license for the hockey for the Lowell Devils, regular season games and postseason games for the period September 1, 2007 through June 30th, 2008. That's being optimistic, Mr. Chairman, as far as postseason play for the Devils.
it's being real
Very
optimistic.
optimistic, yeah.
Okay.
Same as last year.
Same as last year.
Yeah.
Nothing new.
The only
Very
difference-
violent.
The only difference with the NHL game is it's a different team.
Okay,
It's rather than the Bruins, it's the Islanders.
all right. Sounds good to me. Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor say yes.
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 Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, Mr. Chairman, we have Sheila Green from the Lowell Memorial Auditorium at 50 East Merrimack Street, representing Thomas McKay, the Mill City Management, Inc. They have a number of scheduled
We'll dispense with the reading of
concerts.
just because we like you today. Okay.
And
Julie, have you got all of these memorized?
Oh, of course.
We can ask you anything we want about any one of them.
I have a cheat
This
sheet.
guy, Rick Barry from the Barber Shop Quartet, keep your eye on him, he's trouble. Okay? Outside of that, you don't have any really good wrestling matches. I thought this was supposed to be an entertainment venue.
I apologize.
Oh, wow.
we will be seeing the WWE having a SmackDown.
This
at the-
menopause
so.
could be wrestling, though, huh?
We have boxing coming up next year.
Yeah, boxing? Okay. That's a step in the right direction. Yeah.
Okay. Nothing there that I'm concerned about.
Times are all good.
Motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All right. Tell McKay we'll come down if he gets in the ring. Okay?
And that's for the WWE SmackDown that you're going to
Yeah,
have,
the
right?
SmackDown. That would be a good one for him. Yeah. Okay. Oh, man.
Commission will now take up the application for automatic amusement device by Brazilian Tropic Inc., doing business as Rios. Danilo J. Brack is the manager of record. All alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee at 26 Andover Street for 2 coin-operated devices, that being a pool table and MegaTouch. Both devices have mass approval numbers from the Division of Standards. Kayla Silva Falcone is the president, and she's here to speak on the matter.
Hi, how are you? Introduce yourself, please.
I'm Kayla Silva Falcon, and I work at the Brazilian Tropic Inc., doing business as Rio's Restaurant in 26 Andover Street.
Okay.
Let me just check. The MegaTouch, what kind of machine is that? Is that a jukebox or?
No, we actually already have the jukebox. It's a kind of video game, I think.
Okay, I know what you're talking about then.
The one you sit at the bar and play?
Yes, it's downstairs.
Okay.
Now we finally get to open the basement. We just did the elevator stuff, and
You're gonna use this in the basement?
yes.
No, they have a, if you've seen the place, it's a split level.
Yeah,
One part goes
but
down
yeah.
to the river, so, yeah.
Yes.
The license on both floors?
The apparently, since Kayla has taken over the business for about a year now, the basement level was without a handicapped access. Apparently, they had to install some type of a lift.
Yes, we just did it, so we got.
So now the one room on the basement level, which is actually part of the description of the premises.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Is now
included.
she's using it.
Just wanted
All
to
right.
make sure it was in your.
Thank you,
We
Ryan.
just wanted to make
Yes.
sure it was in your described premises, so, yeah, okay, I don't have a problem with it. I mean,
Anything you can think, any reason why this isn't like a, what do they call them? Poker machine. It's not
Well,
like
right
a,
now, up to this point, she's been operating it as a restaurant and on the first floor. So now it's going to be a little different atmosphere in the basement, I would think.
Yes.
okay. What are you gonna use the Megabuck machine for?
Just to
Just-
people, like entertainment, I think.
As I understand the device, offers a series of games.
series of
and it's
different types of video games.
Testing one's level of
You're
wisdom.
testing, all right. Yeah.
Wisdom.
bar knowledge.
Is it really? Bar knowledge?
It's a bar knowledge.
I'm gonna
test.
refer to the expert on bar knowledge.
Okay,
It is,
Okay.
it's kind of a bar.
yeah.
With a lounge,
When you
yeah.
described the machine, I knew what it was, so, yeah, I've seen them at other establishments in Lowell,
All right,
So-
thank you.
Okay.
yeah.
Make a motion.
Is there any objection from the police? Or
Any reason that we shouldn't go for the, any reason from the police we shouldn't go for the Megabucks machine,
MegaTouch?
MegaTouch at the-
And a pool table?
No, Mr. Commissioner.
All
okay.
right. Then I'll make the motion that we grant the license.
Okay. Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
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 Thank you.
Okay.
Good luck to you.
Next on the agenda.
Just take that.
What, this?
Yeah.
Sure, you can have that.
Commission will now open the hearing on the application for a transfer of the all-alcoholic beverage restaurant license from Rainbow Cafe of Lowell, Inc. Nancy Papajaju is the president, to Charlie's Pot of Gold, Inc. Charles D. Gill is the president. Premises at 14 Cabot Street, there being 2 unnumbered doors and a bulkhead. The first floor, 1 room for lounge, 2 rooms for storage, cellar for storage. It is requested that Charles Gill be approved as manager of record for Charlie's Pot of Gold, Inc. Also, applications for minor licenses, Common Vittler Entertainment for live music, disc jockey, jukebox, and automatic amusement device.
Introduce yourself for the record.
Mr. Chairman, for the record, James Flood, 81 Bridge Street, Lowell, Mass., representing Charlie's Pot of Gold, Inc. Also with me tonight, or this afternoon, is Charlie Gill, who would be the proposed manager. I think you're all familiar with the Rainbow Cafe. It's been there for many years. It would be Mr. Gill's intention to operate as it's presently being operated. It's a small small cafe. He also is proposing a mega touch machine. That's the automatic amusement device. He has removed the pool table, so there's no intention of keeping the pool table there, but he intends to operate it like she's been operating for many years, and he's here to answer any questions that this board might have.
How many of these mega touch machines are we talking?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
There was two there previously. I pulled the old ones out and just brought in one.
There used to be one there, you said? Used to be two there, okay,
There were two, yes.
all right. Mr. Gill, tell us a little bit about your background. Have you ever been involved with an all-alcoholic license?
I mean, as far as ownership or managing,
Have you ever worked as a bartender?
yeah, I probably have, all told, maybe 10 years' experience.
10 years experience, where?
Well, I got to go back a little bit.
Just give me a couple of names.
Yeah, Gala Club, Derby Park, a few.
How many times you got caught serving a minor?
None.
Okay. Did we do a background check on him? Corey? We did?
On Mr. Gill?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was negative, sir.
negative, okay. Okay, I don't know if you're aware of the fact, I mean, I've been over to see the place, I commend you, you've done a marvelous job on it. It looks wonderful, it looks like you've made, I was telling my fellow commissioner, it looks like you've made a major investment, okay? Now I'm gonna give you the downside of the good side, okay? And I think I told you that day, but I wanna say it publicly, so you know and I know that we're, all in it. You got a really tough area.
Yep.
A really tough area. You have kind of stepped into the lion's den on that whole area, okay? The lady that was there before you ran a pretty tight ship. I think in all the years I sat here, I only ever remember her once being called in for having problems. Unfortunately, if I'm correct, I believe it was drug problems. It wasn't minor. I think you've done the right thing in shutting it down and revamping it, because I think it sends a message. There's a new sheriff in town, a new manager on the place.
Absolutely.
So that when you open, you gotta open with an iron fist.
Yep.
You know, and I know, and you're a lot younger than I am, and you can very easily relate to the fact that you know that there's always the kids out there, always the minors out there, and they're gonna try and get in the door. No matter how hard you try, they're gonna try to get in the door. The first one that makes it in the door, and gets a beer will be out on the street, and everybody at Lowell High and at Middlesex Community College and everywhere will know, hey, the guy that just bought the Rainbow isn't that sharp. You can slip by him. And it's like the kiss of death. It's unfortunate, but it's like throwing a rock in a pond and the water just, there's no way to get it back. So I think what you've done in closing it and starting up all over again has been a great step. Well, number one is I think anybody in the area, I bet John Dock Credit Union loves you to death, because you certainly have cleaned that.
The neighbors are very happy, and the other thing too, Mr. Chairman, is I bought the abutting properties.
Right.
Which gives me more control over the neighbors itself,
Right.
and I intend to be pretty selective as to who's coming in and who's coming out. As much as I can be. I mean, I really am not looking to cater to the younger crowd.
Okay, well, that neighborhood, we've had more than our share of problems around in the neighborhood with, but I think that, as I said, I think you've done a wonderful job at cleaning it up. I commend you for making a tremendous investment in the city. I'm sure they'll give you a TIF or something, like all you can do, go before the city council and tell them you want a tax rebate or something, they'll do something.
If you could write a letter, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. But, you know, it's nice that you've done that. It's nice that you've sunk you. Bernie just came in. The moment I said, Bernie, would you like to talk to him? He just made a major investment. Maybe we can get him a break. Wow, you can't say, listen to that right there. Boy, the things you don't want is selective hearing.
But that's just it, Mr. Chairman. Honestly, is I've got a lot of time and energy into that, and I don't, I'm not looking to do anything that's going to disrupt that.
Well, we hope, that we want to wish you the best. I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner.
I don't know. I'm going to say I think you guys came up with a good plan, good layout for everything. Glad you're making the investment. I mean, you understand the risks, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
And he says, the next day everybody will be there. I'm going to tell you that right now, somebody comes in under 21, the first thing they do is pull out their cell phone and text all their friends. Okay? And they're going to have 24 friends down there in about 30 minutes.
And I mean, I plan to be working right at the door myself personally, so, it's, really, that's the last thing.
Have you ever taken a tips course?
No, I don't, but I intend to have,
I think I would. Most of the distributors can tell you, like where they're being held.
Yeah.
And I think that people at work, it's amazing. I took the course just to find out what they, I have no intentions of getting, opening a bar at 122, but, I always thought, well, it might be a good backup, in case. But, it's amazing the things they teach you.
Yeah, anything that can help, that's fine.
And they also have if you're really concerned, there's a couple of people now that have invested in these machines that, they don't lie. Boom, the card goes in, it tells you immediately. I don't know if that's a good investment or not, but you have made I know that you have made a major investment, because I remember one day getting called by the Board of Health many years ago. We went down there, and the Board of Health had gone in and closed them, the State Board of Health, because of the bottles were all left with the tops off and everything. And it definitely left something to be desired.
It was a little colorful.
And then I know they had a fire. And so to clean it up the way you have, I think it's been a wonderful thing.
And I intend to do almost the same thing with the abutting properties, so, I think that's just going to help the whole corner itself.
Now, you've got somebody talking about opening a restaurant in the other building?
Yeah, I'm speaking with someone right now about a lease.
That'd be a wonderful, I think it'd be just a wonderful, because what's the center right next door? Named after a city councilor. Mercia Center. It's like right next door to that building. And I mean, when you stop to look at the investment that was made in that building, it's just a natural spillover. It'll be in really great shape. I'll make the motion to approve the license.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made and
That's for all
seconded.
the licenses that are listed, okay?
And motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks
you're all
very-
set.
Thank you
Good
very
luck.
much.
What's that one?
Package store? Transfer.
On the hearing continuance,
Your mic on?
the application for transfer of the all alcoholic beverages. Sorry about that.
Hey.
Commission will now take up the matter of a continued matter to do with the transfer of an all-alcoholic beverage packaged goods store license, a hearing that was convened the last meeting. This is from Ramos Package Store, Inc., doing business as Gilbo's Package Store, Carlos M. Ramos, President, to a corporation known as ASDK Ram Corporation, Sanjay Patel, President, premises at 77 Branch Street and 33 Queen Street. And Sanjay Patel would be requested to be approved as manager of record. Legal notice was published on June 27th, 2007. I believe Attorney Brian Corrier is here to speak on the matter.
Good afternoon, councilors. I spoke with Mr. Patel briefly, and apparently his attorney just received some information from the bank today, and they still didn't have adequate time to process the required paperwork for you. So we would like to request another continuance, just another 2-week continuance to September 20th, if possible.
I don't have a problem.
That's fine.
No. Motion to continue.
Thank you.
Did they send out? Did anybody show? Was there anybody here that showed up on this, we publicized a notice in the Lowell Sun to speak on this? Was there anybody? I just don't want anybody to be offended that might have shown. Okay, that's. We'll just do that process over again. Okay, thank you.
Commissioner will now take up the matter of an application by Che Sock for a license to buy and sell old gold, silver, and platinum for premises at 314 Western Street. Mr. Chairman, this is a matter that was continued from August 16th. At that time, on August 16th, Mr. Sock was asked to check with the Lowell Police Department to find out about their rules or what expectations there are for running that type of business.
Okay, would you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Chia Sok. I live on...
Who is this gentleman, please?
My son.
I'm sorry, my name is Toa Chia. I'm his son.
I'm sorry?
It's his son.
My name is Toa Chia. I'm his son. I'm
Your
just here to
son.
help translate.
Okay, thank you. All right. I think the thing was that we were looking for him to establish a relationship with the police department.
I believe...
So,
I'm sorry. He have contacted this detective on the Criminal Investigative Bureau, Tong Pei.
Okay.
I'm not sure what type of communication he had with him.
I think the last time we were here, the question was whether or not he was familiar with all the requirements that the police department has and the law requires as far as keeping logs of anything that's purchased, identification from the sellers, and making that information available to the police department. Are you guys up on that now, or?
Yes, he's very familiar with the process of getting the proper identification and submitting all the information to the police department by 10 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
okay. I guess it just bothers me, you said he's in the process of getting this, okay? Okay, the problem with you know, being in this business is somebody brings in a ring, somebody brings in a gold chain or something like that. You know, we need to know that they're going to check with the police department before they melt it down or, you know, get rid of it. I mean, that's...
He has done this before. He used to own a store in Drake, and he has you know, been through a process of getting the proper identification, writing down the amount, and then submitting it on a timely basis to the Drake Police Department.
Okay, okay. Did we do a query check on him?
Mr. Chairman, it's not required.
Well, I know, but I mean, he did this in Drake. I didn't realize he did. I'm not saying that he did anything wrong, but I'm just saying if he did it in Drake, it would be good to say, you know, did they have any problems with it? I mean, I don't know. Do we just... Barry, what do you...
We never receive such a request, Mr. Chairman, unless we receive a request, and we typically don't.
It's not standard procedure to have I have no authority to ask of it of the applicant.
Okay.
And other than the liquor license applicants.
Okay.
Which.
No, I understand, yep, I understand. I'm just...
Let me just ask, did you, at any time when you had the license for this type of business in Drake, were there ever any problems?
No, sir.
Okay, and nothing ever came up before their board of, I think their licensing authority is the Board of Selectmen there?
No.
Did he have a license in Drake to buy and sell?
Yes, he did. He have sold the business about 3 months ago.
Okay, and how long had he operated the business?
He operated the business for less than 8 months.
For about 8 months?
Yep.
Okay. You know, I guess, you know, I got to be honest, I don't feel comfortable with it, but I don't see any reason to not grant the license. I would hope that, you know, you would, you know, I know that you've met with this policeman, okay?
Yep.
You got to understand that that's the easiest way to get rid of stuff that get burglarized, especially jewelry, okay? And, you know, I would hope that that you would make sure you told your dad, you know, you have him understand, you know, that before he resold anything or remanufactured anything, that he cleared it with the police department, that it wasn't a stolen item. Yep. Now, what is it? He has to have it in like 10 o'clock the next morning.
There are certain guidelines that each of the businesses have to follow in terms of any property they may have purchased from a customer.
Yeah.
They have to, and I've spoken to Mr. Sock about this when he came to the office several weeks ago, right after the last meeting, explaining to him that the Lowell police have high expectations that businessmen like him would present to the police station in a timely manner all of the copies of records of the people that are submitting the items for purchase.
Yeah.
He is not to lose track of that item and not resell it until that item has been first documented with the Lowell police. They should have a color picture of the particular item. They should know from whom the item was received, from whom he purchased the item from, and so that there be some follow-up if the police department had cause to. I don't think that was misunderstood by Mr. Sock in my conversation.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right?
All right.
Thank
Good luck
you.
to you.
Next. How did, just out of curiosity, how would the police department know if we took anything in if we didn't put it on the report? Did they go around and check? Yeah.
We do check these businesses on a regular basis.
I'm just,
Mr.
yeah,
Commissioner.
good, because I'm just, how does somebody know? I mean, he buys something, you don't put it on the books, hey.
Certainly,
Anybody could do it.
I understand your
I don't mean
concerns.
anything against him personally, but.
I certainly understand your concerns, Mr. Commissioner, but we do
We-
do audit
ye-
these businesses on a regular basis for the reasons you
A
articulated.
couple of years, we had one in Central Street, and when the police walked in, the guy was taking the diamonds out of the ring that they had, remember that? That they'd stole, I mean, if he hadn't put it on, had no
And-
record that he.
And again, that's the whole purpose of us, auditing these locations
Okay.
periodically to ensure that that's not taking place.
I could say, unfortunately, I am familiar with the fact that you guys do check the pawn shops locally and when people's stuff is stolen, so. But no, I do know that you guys do audit.
Is this first-hand experience we're speaking of? How
We tried.
fortunate.
That was my house, so, yeah, okay.
I put an alarm in after they broke in. Next.
Commission will now take up the matter of an application by Mo's Auto Sales, Inc., Courtney O'Brien, sole officer, sole director, and sole shareholder, for a used car dealer license Class 2 for premises at 147 Cambridge Street, an open lot of two parcels, approximately 2,790 square feet and approximately 2,280 square feet, with an office approximately 900 square feet. It is requested that 25 vehicles be the maximum number for sale and storage.
Okay, introduce yourself for the record, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Attorney Louis Saab, representing Courtney O'Brien, to my right, who was the sole stockholder, present treasurer of Mo's Auto Sales, Inc. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Courtney O'Brien.
Okay. All right. Courtney, how long have you been in the used car business? How long have you been in the used car business?
Not very long.
Yeah, it hasn't been very long. It's a family-owned business. We've had a few different lots in Lowell. I can't tell you exactly how long, maybe like 10 years.
Okay.
She's aware of the site. She's aware of the fact that George Crane's going to be the office manager, and...
You are going to work there full-time? Is that what you're saying? Courtney's going to work there?
Courtney will not be working there full-time. She's the sole stockholder, present treasurer of the corporation. But her father, who is in the courtroom or the chamber today, Morris, is going to be there, as well as George Crane, who has tremendous experience in used car sales. Now, this lot, as you probably know, is limited to 25 vehicles, tops. And so it's a relatively small used car lot for which we're asking approval.
Yeah.
What do we do while we're talking from here on? I'll just remove some.
Have you got a bond posted with the city?
I'm sorry?
Have they got the bond, so they posted with the city? Used car lot, used cars have to put up a bond,
Has the bond been posted?
don't they?
Yes.
You have? Huh? No, but it's gotta be before we give them the license, right?
Well, I can't issue, you should do the ambulance, I can't issue
Okay. All right, any other question about it? The records from the used car, I'm just a bit concerned. You're lending your name to a business that you're not gonna be there, and you're not gonna be in control of it, okay? And it just doesn't seem to me it would be different if you were working there, but that being said, that's not up to me. I just wanted to be absolutely sure that you understood that whatever goes on at this used car lot, you're gonna be held responsible for. Your name is sole director and sole owner, and
She's aware of that,
as
Commissioner.
long as you're aware of it, if you get the bond and you post it, you have any questions?
I just want to make sure that on the record, the application differs from what we're seeing here. I just want the application updated to reflect the increased number of spaces, the increased number of square footage.
In order to make the numbers work,
That's an old-
25 cars would be required as a bare minimum.
It's all set.
All right, then, I've been to the area. You need to keep up on the lot and the appearance of it. There's a reason that there's a limit as to how many cars, and it's that you can actually walk in between them. If you go down there today, there's a couple of them you couldn't even get to. And that's, I made a point of driving by there on my way here today, so you need to keep up on that. And if anybody's gonna get in trouble for it, it's you and only you, since you're the shareholder, you're the owner, and you're the applicant for the license. So you gotta understand that. If anything goes wrong, it's your bond, it's your name on the line. It's you who'd be named as defendant. All right, are you comfortable with that responsibility?
Yes, she is.
Okay, so,
You all set?
all set?
Motion to approve.
All right, I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, just before the principal corporate officer leaves the premises, council chamber, I should say, in terms of any application, any documentation in the corporate name, am I to accept only her signature on that? And is she to do so, it's customary for during renewal time that the applications for used car dealers, the applicant, the individual licensee, is to file in the office? Am
Yeah.
I to
Yeah, she's-
anticipate?
Yes,
And
just like
that,
everybody else.
and in lieu of, is there any reason for me to accept a quote-unquote power of attorney?
No, she is responsible.
Counsel?
She's going to sign the paper. We're not going to get into that, right?
All right, hold on. Hold 1 second, counsel.
I just had some few questions, but since you've approved it, but I will just note that from reviewing some of the information that the law department came aware of, you know, they're just using Miss O'Brien's
They
name. You know, I don't even know if this is her signature on the application.
And I guess one of the reasons I asked if she was comfortable being the named defendant in any action is that it's her name on it. And I understand that the previous holder of this license had numerous violations, and that the license wasn't renewed.
Right, and
So-
everything was under her name being run by the father, who really should have no involvement with this whatsoever. And some of it we could talk about here, some of it would be more appropriate for executive session, but he really should not be involved in any way, shape, or form with the business. And that, you know, the application, you know, if this is her signature on this application, her signature has changed.
There's a power of attorney filed with the board.
Well,
Yeah, but
But the power of attorney was signed 5 days after this was submitted.
Right.
You know, so there's questions of signing documents in another person's name. Again, and going back, it's a question of the validity of even what's in this application about having prior licenses. They don't match up with the records that the License Commission have. They don't match up with the records that the Secretary of State has. In prior applications, you know, certain information as to check off regarding police record, yes, no, there are different answers, they change, there's just a multitude of things, but the bottom line is the father should probably not be involved in this business.
Well, can I say this? She has ties in Florida. She has a male companion that she has business with. And to make a long story short, she is 100% owner. She is the president, treasurer, and clerk of the corporation. She's solely responsible for any activity that takes place on this site. And I don't think, in the spirit of fairness, that Mr. Morris should be excluded from visiting the car lot and helping his daughter in her absence. I think that's unconscionable.
Yeah, but Counselor, you know and I know and we all know that that isn't what's going to happen, okay? First of all, you just said it in your very opening statement. She has ties in Florida. So she's going to get back on a plane and go back to Florida, and we're going to live with her father running a business.
I think her application
name.
said that she's living in Lowell. Her application says she's a Lowell resident.
Your mother is here. They have a home at 41 Lowe's Drive in Lowell.
Right.
She has some business affairs in Florida, as well as her male companion is from Florida. So to start putting restrictions about whether Mr. Morris can attend a lot are unconscionable.
No, we're not talking about that, Counselor. That has nothing to do with what the city solicitor is saying. What he's saying is, and we're not as stupid as we look. I know we don't look too smart, but, you know, in a thing, we realize she's going back to Florida, and he's going to run this business in her name. Okay, no, don't, you know, if we weren't on it, I'd put it in more layman's terms so you could understand what I'm saying. We aren't stupid. We know that he is running a business in his daughter's name. As long as his daughter thoroughly understands that she is going to sign every document in the presence of the secretary, there's going to be no filing, so they're going to come back. And I realize that she's going to probably get on a plane and go back to Florida. But there's nothing that I can do about that right now.
Well, I hope that her activities are not going to be restricted because of a used car license. That's unconscionable.
Anything that's going to be restricted, she's going to do herself. We're not going to do it to her. We didn't say she had to stay there.
She's going to keep the peace, be of good behavior, run a good used car lot, maintain the grounds, and make it a credit to the city of Lowell.
We've heard that song before.
Not from this young lady, nor Mr. Morris, nor me.
Okay. We approved it. It's unfortunate. The solicitor should have said, I'm not going to move for reconsideration. You got your license, it's in her name.
Thank you very
You
much.
understand that
Thank
you
you,
are the
You
sole
understand you
party
are it.
who will be summoned here for any violations, correct?
Yes.
We understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you once again.
Okay. Huh? Is it? I don't know. Fingers out, yeah. Okay, go. Louis Haskell? Who's he? Okay. Okay.
I think she was here last time to request the extension.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, we have a hearing on allegation of misconduct by the acting superintendent of police, Kenneth LaValle, against the corporate licensee known as Vo Inc., doing business as Fo My My. Jimmy Tran is the manager of record. It's an all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee at 1733 Middlesex Street, and the allegation is sales service to intoxicated patrons. Mr. Chairman, this matter had been continued from a previous date. I believe that date was scheduled for August 9th, and it was continued to today.
Okay, introduce yourself for the record, please.
Kerry Giannoulis for Vo Incorporated. Mr. Jimmy Tran is here, manager of Vo Incorporated.
Okay.
Fane Vo, manager of Vo Incorporated.
Okay.
Wilson Vega, who was the bartender the night of this incident.
All right.
And a Miss Nieves, whose husband runs a Spanish cultural festival committee.
Talk into the mic, sir. So,
Excuse me,
so
that was renting the hall for
They were
that.
renting the hall.
Renting the restaurant bar for that evening, or using it for a fundraiser capacity.
Okay. Have you read the complaint?
Yes, Mr.
Do you
Chairman.
want it read into the record by the officer, or you waive the reading?
We'll waive the reading.
You waive the reading, okay?
I-
For the listening audience, I'd ask the officer if you'd just give a brief overview of the complaint.
Mr. Chairman, on July 1st, 2007, at 1:32 a.m., Lowell police officers responded to a reported fight at the Fo My My restaurant at 1733 Middlesex Street, Lowell, Massachusetts. Upon arrival, Officer General found a large disturbance going on in the parking lot and several injured patrons inside. One of the injured patrons, a Hector Varela, V-I-R-E-L-L-A, had been struck with a thrown bar stool and was severely injured. Officer General was able to determine that disturbance began when Carmen Alvarado began throwing bar stools at other patrons. Miss Alvarado was placed under arrest, and Mr. Varela was taken to Lowell General Hospital. Mr. Varela was eventually transported to a medical facility in Boston for surgery and was expected to lose his right eye. I don't have the updated medical information on him. While Officer General conducted his investigation, other officers attempted to disperse the unruly crowd of patrons from the parking lot. Officers estimated the size of the crowd as approximately 100 people and noted that several were intoxicated. Every available Lowell police officer was summoned to respond to the disturbance, as well as officers from UMass Lowell, Chelmsford, Massachusetts, and the Massachusetts State Police. A total of 7 patrons were arrested before order was restored. At least one arrestee, identified as a Ronaldo Alvarado Sr., was observed to be intoxicated by Officer Frank Nebrega. As a result of the fight and the disturbance, 1 man was seriously injured, 7 arrests were made, and personnel from 4 other police departments were required to restore order. From the officer's observations, over-serving of alcohol seems to be a major factor in the incident. In addition to the demand on police resources, disturbance of this type is a major disruption to the community at large.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, first, my clients regret the injuries. Apparently, Mr. Varela, the injured party, is seriously injured. However, if I can have some time to give a backstory for that evening. Approximately a week before that evening, my clients were approached by Mr. Jose Nieves, who runs the Festival del Cocu, and forgive me if I pronounce that wrong, it's a Hispanic cultural festival. This committee raises money for fundraisers that were going to go on in early August. A deal was made to have a fundraiser at the Pomimi. The night of the fundraiser was to begin at 8:30. It did begin at 8:30. At that time, when the fundraiser began, my clients, as to security arrangements, security of the club, had a security personnel out front, had a tip-certified bartender who was here, Mr. Wilson Vega, had both managers there. One manager cooks and sometimes is on the floor. The other manager is on the floor. Both wives were there. So there were at least 6 sets of eyes on the floor. The evening progressed nicely. This was an older crowd. The injured party was a 57-year-old man. Everything was fine. Apparently, the woman who threw the bar stools had a grudge with another woman who was sitting at the bar there. Rather late in the evening, the grudge was based on the defendant, assailant, ex-boyfriend, was this woman's niece's boyfriend. The little argument starts. It's very, very quick argument, accelerates very, very quickly. Bar stools are thrown. Fortunately, the Lowell school teacher is hit, and Mrs. Nieves is hit. From the police reports, and I don't know if the commission has read them, I have, it seems like a very quick incident testified to by Mr. Varela. There was follow-up investigation. Very quick incident. It was so quick that people hadn't started leaving the area. Mr. Varela had been sitting near these people in the fight. He heard them start to argue, got up, start to walk away. He could only walk away a few feet, heard a scream, turned, and he was hit by the bar stool and injured. Before a second bar stool could be thrown, Mr. Vo ran in front, deflected the bar stool. It still hit Miss Nieves in the nose and hurt her, and that's sad. Mr. Pagan or Mr. Tran called the police, so security calls the police. Police arrive. They're already starting to clear the bar out. There's no allegations of overcrowding. It was a crowded night, not an overcrowded night. People are out in the parking lot as the Lowell police show up, and they did an excellent job. They start to investigate. They figure out what happened to this seriously injured man and this injured woman. They do a quick investigation, find the actual defendant. When they go to get her in the parking lot, her friends start to get angry. That's the impetus of these later 7 or 8 disorderly conduct arrests. It's important to note, and I don't want to cast any dispersions, but Mr. Nieves, who is the head of the Hispanic Council, his wife is here, and their duty was to order a police detail. They have told me that they called that night. I don't have any evidence of that. I just like to put it before the board, and we don't mean to cast any dispersions. Out in the
You didn't have a police detail?
There was no police detail. It was the responsibility of the Festival del Cocu to get the police detail. Mrs. Nieves is...
That's your first mistake, okay? Because it's not their responsibility, it's their responsibility. Just because they rent the hall out to somebody, that doesn't give them the right to say, well, it's your responsibility to do this, that. That's their business, that's their livelihood. That's how they make money. It was their job to make sure that they made that phone call to have a police detail, regardless of what regardless of what anybody else said. It was it's their business. They got to protect their own business. So shame on them. They should have made that call. Whoever didn't. But that's their first mistake. Go ahead. They did when the fight started. They did call for help, though.
Duly noted.
That's their first right mistake.
Yes.
So they got one in each column.
Out in the parking lot, there's numerous people who had been cleared out of the bar area. Of the 7 arrests, one actually was the defendant's father, a 42-year-old man. One of the arrested there was police testimony that he was intoxicated. There was no field sobriety. There was nothing done there. But that was the testimony. After they've arrested the people who caused all the disturbance, they found the defendant, they're treating the victims. An officer Nobriga who reported, and many police did report, he in his police report testifies that it was very quiet, everyone drove away, there were no more problems. I just quickly want to add, as to any over-service issues, Mr. Wilson Vega is a tip-certified bartender who was working that night. He's trained to serve one drink to one person. If someone wants two, person has to be called over, he gives them two. He will give them two. It was a good-sized crowd, not a huge crowd. Many eyes on the floor, and in the end, the injured party, there's no mention of being intoxicated. The actual defendant, there isn't a mention. There is an arrestee intoxicated, according to police testimony. I don't know if he is. One is too many, but of the hundreds of people, it didn't seem that there was a huge amount of problem with intoxication. As to permitting any kind of disturbance, as I've testified, we had Mr. Pagan at the door, we had eyes on the floor. The incident happened very quickly, according to testimony of the injured party, and it was controlled very quickly. Once again,
Alcohol and bad tempers make for a bad mix.
Once again, we regret the injuries, we really do.
Okay.
They're humans. As to the future, no more of these festivals. It's unfortunate. It was an ethnic festival. It was an attempt, a community thing, an attempt to get business, and
it backfired.
It's a good thing. Number two, they have just priced, well, two different contractors, a video system. Hopefully that will be a deterrent effect. And it, of course, gives us evidence if things happen. They're quite expensive. I can put on the record they priced them, and they intend to purchase one. So.
Okay. I'd like the police officers here that were involved.
Yes, they are, Mr. Commissioner.
Okay, I'd like to hear from them.
Which one would you like to hear from first?
Let's start with General.
Either one. Yes.
I know General.
Come to the mic or...
Come right to the mic
grab
there.
a seat, whichever. Just
There
take
you
the
go.
microphone.
That way you're on television, the kids can see you. Say hi to your children.
Officer General of the Lowell Police Department.
Just tell us in your own words, other than, this riot mentality, which I'm sure you experienced, but in your own words, the people that own the place, did they cooperate with you?
When I responded, I observed a large crowd, and I was alerted to the fact there was injured people inside. I walked up to Roberto Pagan, who was wearing a security shirt, and he directed me inside, pointed out the injured people who were being attended to by Trinity Ambulance.
Trinity Ambulance was already there?
Yes, they were there.
How did Trinity Ambulance get there before you did?
It's my experience that they're based out of that part of the city, and sometimes that's their shift change. I work over usually in the Sun
No, but
Belt.
I mean, if they dial 911, does that go to the ambulance too?
Yes, Mr. Commissioner, we will summon an ambulance if necessary, and certainly under the circumstances.
Oh, it's like-
My guess would be that an ambulance is
Standard operating
dispatched.
procedure, if you got
Yes.
somebody, you send the ambulance and the
Yes,
cruiser.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
I just was curious if somebody called the ambulance and somebody at the ambulance said, hey, you ought to call the police, this guy's really hurt. As long as it was done. Okay, I'm sorry.
The Trinity Ambulance personnel were treating two injured patrons that were on the floor, and Roberto Pagan had directed me that a female named Mrs. Alvarado had done the damage to these two people and directed me outside along with another Hispanic female, and she was placed under arrest.
Okay. Did you book her? Did they
She
take
was-
her down and book her?
She was handcuffed, placed in the wagon, and booked, yes.
Okay. Now, as far as now you're inside the building.
I was
You're
inside and then
inside.
went outside.
People are
yes.
going out.
Yes. There were more people outside than inside.
Were the ones outside fighting?
As stated earlier, it appeared that once she was arrested, several people became
upset.
angry to the fact that she was being
That
arrested.
has a way of getting the beer muscle up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. All in all, the people that own the establishment, would you say they cooperated with you, that they were, or would you say that, you had a problem with them too?
The only person I dealt with was the bar security, Roberto Pagan, and he was helpful.
Okay. Hey, is this your partner? This gentleman, this officer?
He was there that evening.
He was
yes.
there too? Could you come up, please? Again, I just want your own words, not, tell me you feel the personnel that own the place, did they cooperate with you?
Commissioners, my name is Officer Frank Nobrega. That night I came from Somerville. I was outside. One of the cars was leaving. They identified the suspect that was inside the car. There was some personnel from the bar that was witnesses that identified the person that was inside the car. That girl was placed into custody. At that time, I think it was 5 to 6 other people, became more unruly based on that.
Yeah.
Was alcohol a factor? Yes. Was the bar helpful? Yes. Everything was good and everything went off. I never went inside the bar.
Okay.
But the attorney's correct. One of the men that I arrested was heavily intoxicated, but it was the father of one of the girls that was arrested. Everybody was kind of related somehow,
Yeah.
and that's what sparked it off once she was arrested.
Okay, good. Okay, now, just between the two of you, is this your normal route? No. I work south. Okay, do we have the CAD calls on this place? Have we had a lot of calls, a lot of problems with this?
No, to the best of my knowledge, Mr. Commissioner, there have been very, very few calls for service up there for the police department.
Really? Okay, so they must be doing something right. Okay. All right, these types of things can escalate so fast. Okay, all of you, come on up here. Okay, I'm just going to give you a brief overall view based on the police. The police have a better thing to do than to report to this. I hope that, we're looking at this, according to the testimony of the police officer. How many times have the police had to respond to your club? How many times have the police been to your club?
That was the first time.
This is the first time. How long have you been there?
It's only 5 months.
You've only been open for 5 months.
However,
5 months, and you got your first baptism by fire.
and a lesson, I think.
And I hope that that's going to be it, because that's the Dunkin' Donut. That's it,
Let me back that up. You said you've been open for 5 months?
Mhm.
It had been open for 5 months when this incident occurred, or it's only been open 5 months so far?
I believe it was open 6 months. Restaurant didn't get its liquor license for 5 months. There was a period, a little overlap.
So how long had you had the liquor license before this occurred?
March, so
Okay,
unfortunately,
so-
3 months. And I apologize for any
3
discrepancy.
months.
That's not a good start.
We agree.
Well, I'm going to commend you, first of all, you call the police. And I say that to everybody, I tell them that, okay? As much as I hate to see that happen, you did the right thing, you call the police. Okay, number two, the spirit of cooperation is in your favor. When the police come on the scene, they're the boss. What they say goes. Nobody argued, we have no arguments. This is what the police want. If you call them, they're there to help you. And, every once in a while, we'll get into these situations where people decide that, they're going to take matters into their own hands. And, certainly you've got, some serious injuries here. And I hope you got some good insurance, because I'm sure you're going to be hearing from another attorney before this one's through.
All right, I will go on the record and say, I know that there was an issue, raised as to whether or not there was a police detail. There are only so many police in the city of Lowell, and nobody is entitled to have a police detail, all right? The responsibility and the onus for security in any establishment is on the owner, okay? If you're gonna serve alcohol, the control factor is your responsibility, not your patron's responsibility, not whoever you lease the place out to, their responsibility. It's yours. It's your license, it's your place, it's your responsibility. And I don't want to hear anybody come in and say, well, we couldn't get a police detail that night. There's not an entitlement to one. A lot of these, police officers who are doing this are doing it on their own time that they could be spending with their wife and kids and, doing a lot of things, maybe even mowing their own lawns. All right? Not that most people do that on a Saturday night. But anyway, These are things that have to be done, so I don't want to hear that, you know, we couldn't get a detail, or I passed the responsibility off to somebody else to get a detail.
That's it. Let me just jump on you for one second. He brought up a very valid point. And this is a lesson you got to learn. Okay? I don't care what the group is. I don't care if they're raising money for Mother Teresa. Okay? I don't care if they come in and say, we're the All Saints of Saints and we're going to raise money for Mother Teresa. Not in my bar, you're not. No, I'm sorry. You're not. Because no matter what you think, okay, the people that are involved in running it and the organization and raising the money, their heart is in the right place. The people that attend it are out to have a good time. And you know what? Some of them entitled to get drunk and get in a fight. And they could care less where the money's going to go, and they could care less whether it's your license or not. Do you understand that? You're putting your entire livelihood at risk. Not to say that, as Commissioner Weicker said, not to say that you're putting the police at risk. And they certainly have a lot better things to do than to get involved in something like this. Absolutely, positively. You know, people, oh, you know, police detail. Well, you know what? They do rather be at home at times. But when you go and you let your place out to another group, they have no appreciation of what you put in to get that liquor license. They have no appreciation of the amount of hours and sacrifice that you make to keep that place running. They have no appreciation of what the insurance and maintenance and furniture. Look around. How many of them are here to testify and say, you know, it's our fault, we had a few too many drinks? They could care less. They're not going to be in here. You're going to be in here. So, I mean, that's something that's just oh so important. You can't, you know, we have like the church over here. What's the hall over here that they're always using for parties? The Hellenic Cultural Center that's over here on Broadway. They have a lot of parties there. Stipulated right up front, they get a policeman in there every time, because the Hellenic Cultural Center realizes that, you know, when people go out at night, unfortunately, you get far too many and that they could care less what they do. And that's how you get in trouble. I think you're very lucky. I think the police did a wonderful job. From what I can read here, I think it could have probably really gotten out of hand. Especially where you figure you had every policeman plus UMass plus the state police to calm everything down. I do know that, you know, when people start, and I'm sure that when Officer Gendrew arrested that lady or the other officer, whichever it was, there are people that were going to defend her honor to the death right after I have this beer. But I'm going to defend her. Don't worry about it. Okay? And that's where the problem starts. Because a lot of these people, I'm not going to say a lot, I'm going to say many people, it's not the idea that they have too much to drink, it's that mob mentality. Everybody gets together as people start to do things that they wouldn't normally do. Okay? You got some suggestions? Yeah. Now, just this. I think. He's the only one who knows how to read and write.
Oh. All right, I'm going to make a motion for a 3-day suspension of the license. I'm going to ask that it be suspended for a period of 6 months. That means if you're back in front of us for anything during that 6-month period, you'd be suspended for these 3 days, plus whatever the new offense is. All right? There's an incentive program there to basically stay out of trouble, not have any more of these problems. Look, you're the owner of a business. This is your livelihood. You know, if you're going to lease the place out to people, the responsibility for what goes on there is not on them. It's, well, it is on them, but it's still on you. All right? Because the bottom line is, you're the one serving the alcohol. Okay? There's nothing that says you have to serve it to them. There's nothing that says they can't do a fundraiser without it. But if you're going to have it, the responsibility is on you, which means that, you 4 police departments need to produce every officer they have that night to break up a crowd. The responsibility is falling back on you. So that's my motion, is for a 3-day suspension, suspended for a period of 6 months.
I'm going to second it. 3 days suspended for 6 months. So for the next 6 months, you get in trouble, you're automatically down for 3 days. And it's going to be 3 party days. It's not going to be 3 Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, or just so you know. It's going to be a Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday. So keep that in mind. We're not as dumb as we look, as I tried to allude to the counselor before you.
You've seconded the motion?
I second it.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, guys?
Thank you.
Hope we don't see you back here. Thank you. Thank you, Counselor. Thank you, officers.
Just a couple of matters under old new business, Mr. Chairman, for applications for alcohol beverages. Copies of the applications will be made available as soon as tomorrow. I'll be mailing them out to you. But what we have filed is a transfer of an all-alcoholic beverage packaged goods store license from the licensee known as Belvedere Wine Corporation, Inc., William M. Palermo, President, for premise at 36 Concord Street, to a corporation known as M&B and Sons Liquors, Inc., Manuel V. Correa, President. Now, Mr. Correa, Manuel V. Correa, he and his wife own a business in the city of Lawrence, a package store also, from what the application shows. And there'll be some interesting review of that, I'm sure you'll find, on this background in the city of Lawrence. Also, there is another application for change of corporate officer, director, shareholder, and manager of record for the all-alcoholic beverage packaged goods store licensee, the Liquor Shop, Inc., George M. Miamis, President, premises at 1201 Bridge Street. Mr. Miamis has taken over the sole officer and directorship of the corporation, as well as shares, and he is requesting that the commission consider a new manager for the corporation. Presently, he is the manager of record.
Okay, now, do we do a query on these people?
Okay, so this is a matter that I will be requesting of the Lowell Police Department, that background check be done on the principals involved with the transfer of license, M&B and Sons Liquors, Inc., Manuel V. Correa and his wife.
Okay, thank you.
Also, Mr. Miamis is known businessman in the city of Lowell for a number of years. He has a new person in line to be the manager of record, and that person also I will request of the Lowell Police the background.
Thank you.
As I said, I will have copies for all parties here at City Hall that need to see them, see the record. These 2 applications need publication of legal notice. It does not require abutters to be notified. I would suggest the legal notice be published on Monday's paper, September 10th, in the Lowell Sun, and a hearing be for each application for September 20th.
Okay. That's all? Okay. Just going down here, one day, Corey, the microbrew, okay, the tobacco control complaint on the Gaelic Club, I made a personal call to the Gaelic Club to have a serious talk with them, and told them that I would be asking the police department to try to send somebody in, see if it works or not. Okay.
Do you just want to schedule it, or?
No, I don't think it's necessary at this point. They had a complaint that somebody said they walked in and
Are they tobacco commissioner for the city?
I think they are they?
Well, just for the sake of, the matter of communication was from Chris Moran of the tobacco, Chris Moran is the tobacco control director for the city of Lowell.
Oh, is that who he is?
Health Department.
Okay.
And he had, apparently had reason to go to the Gaelic Club in his official capacity, but presented himself as a guest of the club, And in doing so, apparently there was some concern about the other people on the premises who were lighting up and smoking.
I think there was also some issue with, I was
The
gonna say, I think
door
there was
being
also
open.
an issue with an advertisement on the web that it was open to the public as a public venue and not a private club.
So apparently Mr. Moran had also been aware of some advertisement on the website associating the Gala Club as being a place for public access, and which would be in conflict with the type of liquor license that's been granted initially to the Gala Club. That is, it's a club for members and guests only. And I believe...
I think since the communication was from the tobacco control officer, tobacco control director, we should at least put it on and address it. So,
Right by me.
let him know that he's.
Put it on, let him know.
Yeah.
So we
Have
would
somebody come in.
for the
Yep.
For the 20th.
Have it the 20th.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine by me. I did talk to them about it to try to make them understand the seriousness.
Well, Mr. Chairman, it's just it is a concern for a lot of other establishments in the city of Lowell.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're very sensitive to...
Very sensitive.
Very.
Okay, speaking of sensitive, anything else?
Executive session?
We going into
Do we want to
executive?
go into executive session? I think, okay. Well, with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Seconded. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Coming home, Benjamin.